Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Baltimore for a little bit of a training video. Now, I just told you yesterday in my Iowa video about how my biggest weakness is tunnel vision. And you may have guessed by the title of the video that this video is going to be all about me getting tunnel vision. You're going to see me start out with a pretty awesome start. And then inevitably, you're going to see me screw up in the worst way possible. So, with that being said, I hope you guys are ready. Hopefully you guys get ready to enjoy, because this match has it all. It has me being amazing, me being stupid, and the team doing something unexpected. So, with that being said, let's get to the start. Now, right off the bat, it's domination on the new Crash Zone map. I believe it's Crash Zone. I wasn't paying attention, but I believe it's Crash Zone. We're going to head over to the far left side of the map. Or maybe it's New Dawn. I can't remember. I apologize. Somebody's going to yell at me in the comments. Go ahead, put it down there. I apologize. But we're going to head all the way over to the left side. I don't want to run straight into C here because I tend to attract the entire team. And I'm in a Baltimore. So I've got to be careful. However, we're going to push up to a good spot to defend ourselves and hold the enemy at bay. And we're going to use the bow armor that Wargaming just gave us to absolutely wreck for the amount of time that we are in this match. Foreshadowing. But there's also two destroyers out here. I fire my first shot broadside on to God and everybody. At the Indianapolis, of course, because it's an Indianapolis and I like my odds. But apparently we didn't quite hit him. As you can see, the round splashing in water all around him. We didn't actually hit him, but there's a Monarch. We take a shot, but we're okay. And the Fletcher gets spotted right afterwards. Now we have an island between me and the bad guys. And we're going to disengage, and we don't want to really give ourselves a chance to be shot. I said disengage. Hello? Oh, crap. Alright, disengage. So that we don't have to worry too much. Now, notice there was a Fletcher spotted in C. Okay? So we have an island to our right to protect us. There is a Fletcher in C, and we are a radar cruiser. Now, we'd already popped our radar to get the Fletcher spotted, and unfortunately I don't think anybody was able to shoot him. And this is where things start to go wrong. While I'm using this island to my cover, I back out, and I back up too far. I should have stayed up tight to the island and kept myself in a position to save me from potential torpedoes. We know he just captured the base. Why would we completely forget about him? And it looks like I'm about to make that choice. I'm like, all right, get up in here. Let's get next to the island. Keep ourselves safe. It's basic survival 101. Limit the people who can shoot you. Right? So, as you saw in the Iowa video, it works really well when you do that, because it limits... Oh, hello, Megami. You have royally f***ed up. You can't do this. 4 citadels in one shot. Do you regret your life choices yet, Megami? Huh? Anybody? Wait for it. Oh, that should have been death right there. Come on. I know he started turning in, but here's the funny thing about the penetration angles of the Baltimore. Wait for it. Oh, come on. We can't finish him. And this is what I'm talking about. Right now, I am so focused. We knew torpedoes were coming from him. So we avoid them. He over-angles. That's death. He's done. However, because of his torpedoes there, I backed up even further, and I was already in danger zone. And so what I should do right now is push forward. Get next to that island. The torp threat is over. We can hug the island. But I don't do that. I sit right here in between the two islands. There's a gap to my right, and oh my god, wide-angle torpedoes, and we're about to take all of them. 3 torpedoes. We just lost all of our health. But we survived! Except there's a whole bunch of people right there ready to take everything from us, and the Gneisenau finishes us off. So what could have been an amazing match ends up not so much. Now, what happened to set this whole thing up? First of all, there's a division of guys right next to me, both in battleships. One is the Hood, one is the Nelson, and they are both sailing to the edge of the map. Now, they're going to end up putting on an okay show from the edge of the map here, but unfortunately, basically all they did was feed me to the fish. Because they moved so far back, that meant the Fletcher had nothing other than me to worry about. So he obviously gets rid of me. I didn't have a chance in hell of dodging those torpedoes. I was broadside to him, he launched wide angles, I was taking multiple torpedoes regardless of what I did in that situation. Now, the Hood and the Nelson, like I said, they're gonna put up a decent showing for what they're doing, but this is not what you want to do in a battleship, okay, guys? Just putting this out there. You don't want to put yourself... You're in the middle of the ocean, okay? There's no cover for you. With the Fletcher that's running around, he could keep these guys spotted, and those guys could literally sit behind the islands, not be able to be hit, and just ruin these guys with no chance of being shot back. Not to mention, the Fletcher out there could start torping them. They've got nowhere to go. They're up against the edge of the map. Nelson's a little bit better off due to the fact that he's not completely up against the border, but this Hood literally has nowhere he can go. He's got a Gneisenau bearing down on him. He's got a Fletcher somewhere, but he is looking for targets that are of opportunity, such as the Alabama. And he takes the shot at the Alabama, who's given a pretty good broadside to him at the moment. And does he finish him off? Oh, he leaves him with just a little bit of health, but that's okay because his partner completely whiffed the shot, shooting at the destroyer there. Front guns at the Alabama? No, unfortunately not. Now, we're doing the T-bowl shuffle here on the edge of the map, which is what I call it when somebody runs all the way off the map and their ship starts doing the whole strafing maneuver. Completely annoying. It shouldn't be a thing. I feel like if you hit the edge of the map like that, your ship should just stop. It shouldn't start strafing at 30 knots. Now, he takes a single torpedo here, but that's actually a good thing. He only took one, didn't take all three, so he lives to dish out one hell of a broadside on this Gneisenau. And that was the rear guns. Wait for the front guns. Here they come. But he's also giving a broadside. Gneisenau is at least trying to angle, even though, and there you see, angling does work. Front gun's completely ineffective in that salvo. However, the secondaries are doing their thing. He's reversing once again into the edge of the map. And he knows there are going to be torpedoes on the way from the other side of the ship. It just makes sense. That's what the Gneisenau is doing. And his buddy in the Nelson is firing HE, which in the Nelson is actually a viable strategy due to the fact that the Nelson can hit incredibly hard and set multiple fires. But unfortunately, Hood goes down to the Gneisenau because he left himself nowhere to go and takes multiple torpedoes there. And down goes the Nelson to the Monarch. And that leaves a 3v4, and at this point, I figure, you know what? I don't even want to watch this anymore. But something in the back of my head was just like, you know what? We got to see it out. I want a very specific video in my Baltimore. I can't get that video because I got to wait for my Baltimore to come back. I might as well just stick around and see what happens. Who knows? These guys might actually surprise me, even though they're all out in the middle of the ocean and it's a domination and they're giving up a cap right now in Cap B. So, there's not a whole lot of hope, is what I'm saying. 3 battleships versus 2 battleships, a cruiser, and a destroyer. Now, the Fletcher has the biggest advantage in this fight. He cannot be seen unless he wants to be seen, and he can launch torpedoes from 9.2 kilometers. It's absolutely fantastic. Not only that, but he can spot these guys, which I'm sure these guys are spotted right now, for his team to rain fire on. The enemy has all of the points, they have all of the cards, all they have to do is win. They don't have to do anything. They have the win. But because the Fletcher decides to come out and be a hero, he gets himself detected. Notice he got detected right around the 6-kilometer mark. Now, he does smoke up, but he's got nowhere to go. He is between 3 battleships, and they are closing on him. Now, obviously, there are going to be torpedoes in the water. That's kind of a given. And you can see where these guys are shooting from, and you can see that these guys are closing fast. Now, the Jean Bart's full health. He's got HE loaded. These guys have been shooting at this Fletcher multiple times. I don't know if they're getting hits. Doesn't look like we were getting any explosions in the fog there, or in the smoke. So I'm assuming that they didn't hit him. But he's probably not too happy. Yeah, he's not got a whole lot of health. And this close to all of these battleships, and the Jean Bart finishes him off. Now we have a Gneisenau who's straight ahead, who's got no health. Now, if I'm the Jean Bart here, I get myself into the base and I park. That allows our team to stop them from capping points because we just took the lead. That means we maintain our lead, and then we keep our distance from the Gneisenau. Now, shooting HE at this point is not a bad strategy. I do not say anything bad about HE in this particular situation. You've got a bow-tanking battleship, and he's low health. If you can set a fire, you can kill him. However, he's turning broadside on, so if we have armor piercing loaded right now, he's a dead man. But he gets touched by a teammate and then finished off by our HE. And you can see that things are swiftly turning in our team's favor. Now, Gneisenau's down. He turned broadside before he went down, so you can assume there are torpedoes in the water as our Tirpitz goes full broadside and launches all of his torpedoes in front of that Monarch. Now, the Tirpitz doesn't have a whole lot of health, but look at the way the team is moving. Now, we know that their cruiser, the Indianapolis, was heading in this direction, and the Tirpitz is heading right for him in an intercept. Indianapolis does not have torpedoes. You do not have to worry about that. It's light armor. It's not huge armor. So you have nothing to worry about from this Indianapolis. And so he catches him and absolutely smacks him, leaving him with very little health and a guaranteed kill in just a moment, if our secondaries don't do it first. But our secondaries aren't firing, which can tell you one thing about this particular captain. He's using a dispersion build. He's not using a brawler build. He's not using a hide, because he would have secondaries that reach out to 9 kilometers. And that Indianapolis was inside of 6 kilometers, or 7 kilometers, so we weren't shooting him with the secondaries. Now, we have captured 2 bases. There is only 1 ship left. Everybody is diverging on their target, and the enemy has just proven why sometimes you just need to learn to secure a win rather than try to win harder. They had the win. They had the caps. They had the people. All they had to do is not do anything stupid. But the Fletcher had to be a hero. He got himself killed. That flips the points lead. Then the team gets into the base and then catches the low health battleship, being the first one in because he's got torpedoes, so he figures he has to be the first one in. And the Monarch, bringing up the rear, manages to be the last one alive. Now, as you can see, we're kind of popping up our messages at the moment, so apologize there. But you can see I was having a good time in the Baltimore, and several people were having a rough time getting rid of me. The new bow armor being able to deflect 15-inch rounds is fantastic. But as we pull this off, you can see that I was pretty happy with the way things turned out, even if I was pretty upset with myself for getting myself torped as hard as I did. Now, we still finished top 4 on the team, which shows just how much impact we had at the beginning of that match. But if you like what I'm doing, let me know in the comments below. Punch the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.